Cool. So thanks, Harold, for having me here on the MP University webinar. I think this is the first one for me, so that's great. At least as a speaker, I think I have been there on one of these just to take questions and all, while Neha is primarily driving the stuff. So yeah, good to be here. Thank you for hosting this and keeping the momentum running around Scom and System Center in general. Um, Also, I really like the Power BI stuff that you just spoke about. I would like to stay on for a bit longer and actually see it in action. Uh, we keep getting some questions around it, and possibly we can hook you up to some of the folks who are interested in this. The other thing is thanks for being such a great partner for many years now. Select is really a valued partner for Microsoft and specifically for Scom. The solutions that you have developed over time is really path breaking, and it really helps fill the gaps and augments Com as a monitoring platform of choice, right? So with this, thanks a lot for attending, folks. I see that there are a lot of attendees on the call, which is good to see your love for Scom. So I'm Hitesh Sharma. I'm a senior PM at Microsoft. Specifically, I take care of operations manager and also service manager, but in this call we'll discuss Scom. Along with me, we have Neha on the call. She will specifically dwell into the Azure MP stuff, which is the new set of hybrid capabilities that we are developing in Scom. Really cool thing, really interesting stuff, and you should not miss out on that one. So let's get started. Okay, so okay, it went ahead. I was not able to advance the slides. Let me quickly show you. I'll not spend much stuff on the initial slides, but since we are anyways talking about Scom, I think it's important to spend couple of minutes on talking about System Center in general, because those of you on the calls may not just be Scom customers, but you might also be using other products in the System Center umbrella. So the whole life cycle of data center management, System Center has been your suite of choice for so many years, and it continues to do so. And in order for you to realize your investment in the System Center suite, we continue to make it much better. We are investing in all these areas which you see on the screen today, and we spoke at length at Ignite about these. We had a separate session for Scom and a separate one for VMM and DPM. So most of the stuff that I'll talk about Scom would be borrowed from my Ignite slides. But maybe I can talk a bit deeper because I have a bit more time leverage here. There we had a bit less time, I would say, than usually what I need. So this slide is important to talk about. So in a nutshell, if you would see, we have two in market releases, three in technically. So one of that is 2019, which we GA'd in March 2019. The other one is Com 2016, and then we also have 2012 R2, which we are still servicing in the extended support. So for SCOM, for SCOM 2016, we continue to do update rollups every 6 months, covering the bugs that you folks raise, and making SCOM 2016 much more reliable for all of you, as it's a pretty mature product, as you see. Then for SCOM 2019, so for SCOM 2019, we will be doing an update rollup in the first quarter of 2020. I would say it'll be sometime in late January or early February. So we are yet to decide on a date, but you will see it soon enough. The good part is that SCOM 2019 update rollups will also have features apart from the bug fixes. So we were hearing this constant feedback from the customers that it's good, sorry, that we do bug fixes, but they would like to see features more often, try out new stuff more often than wait for a couple of years for a long-term service channel release. So we have heard you folks. I will discuss some of these new capabilities that are coming in the update of one of Scom shortly. Then moving on with the Windows Server next version release, I don't know when will that happen, but whenever that happens in the near future, we will also have a system center release on the back of it, supporting those capabilities that come in Windows Server. So that's typically what our roadmap and the release cadence looks like. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about Scom now. All this thing will be pretty packed. I'll just speak about Scom, couple of things that we will do in the near future. You will see it and experience it yourself. So primarily, we are investing in three major areas, right? And these are nothing new to you. You have been attending webinars and other sessions, so you would know. The first one is fundamentals. This is very, very important for us and also for you. These are the core data center management capabilities that we have in Scom today, which you use day in and day out. Without this, your monitoring wouldn't work. So we continue to make Scom much more reliable and performant as we also work on the newer capabilities that are coming in there. So I'll go through some of the features that we are working in the fundamental space. The other part is the monitoring experience. Now, all of you have been using Scom for a very, very long time now. It's a decade old product. uh, all of you, most of you are used to Scom, how the way it works, but still we would like to explore the areas where we can make Scom much more better for all of you, right? So there are some of these capabilities that we are working on where we are enhancing the monitoring experience for you. The third one, of course, is the integration with Azure. We have seen that most of you, if not all of you, are trying out Azure. Some of you are already in there and are already deploying your applications and resources and would love to have monitoring still through Scom because you have a hybrid deployment now. So we are making the Scom the right kind of tool for you to monitor your hybrid deployments. And Neha would actually talk a lot more about the Azure integration because Azure MP is the thing which actually makes Scom the single pane of glass. So I'll talk about Web Console dashboards. This is already available in Scom 2019. Why I am talking about this here is because this particular feature, I would say, is very, very powerful in the way your operators or you monitor your infrastructure as of today. I have heard very good feedbacks from some of the customers who have really explored our Web Console dashboards capability to create dashboards as per their own needs. For example, I was in a call with one of our vendor partners, and they have been using the custom widgets in the Scom Web Console to such an extent that even I was amazed. And there were so much beautiful graphs, pie charts, and all these things, Gantt charts and all, which so this all this visualization is already available on the internet, and there are many vendors who are actually publishing these things. The real capability and the power is with these SCOM REST APIs that we have exposed. So you take this SCOM REST API, get the data, get the visualization of your choice from any of the third-party platforms, and get that stuff in your SCOM dashboard. So we are empowering every single operator to own his own monitoring story. So this is really powerful stuff. All of you should totally try it out if you're on SCOM 2019. And that's the reason for bringing this slide, even though this is not a net new capability, at least for UR1. This is the second capability that is already existing. We rolled it out in 2019. But still I'm talking about this because I have heard a lot of feedback on this. Most of it is positive, I can say. There are a few places where customers would still want us to tweak this and add a switch, but I'll tell you what this is. So all of you who are SCOM operators on the call, of you, or if you have known SCOM operators, we all make mistakes, right? So we are all humans, everybody of us. So sometimes what we do is that we will close the alert even though the underlying problem is not solved. So the monitor, uh, talking in technical terms of SCOM, is still unhealthy, but we'll go and close the alert and the monitor will not raise any new alerts. This is a very, very dangerous situation, and I've seen customers landing into it, and basically I would say it's nothing short of a disaster for them. So now from 2019 onwards, you cannot close an alert if the monitor is still unhealthy. It's as simple as that. Maybe I can show a quick demo of that to you. Um, yeah, I should have something in here. Okay, yeah, I'll skip this demo for now. I'm not getting the web console to be up, but I would really encourage you folks to go into the Scom web console. Hang on, I have the demo here. I had hidden that slide actually. Cool. I think we are up. Okay, awesome. So I had hidden the slide because I did a live demo at Ignite. So I can show this to you here. It's a very short demo, very much self-explanatory. So you go to the active alerts dashboard in the Scom web console, and this is one of the alert where you see is generated by a monitor which is unhealthy. We are trying to close it, as you can see on the screen. And the moment we will close it, you will see an error. Okay, let me pause this. Yeah. So the error is you cannot close the alert because the monitor is still unhealthy. There is a new dashboard that we have created, alert closure failure dashboard. So you would now see this alert here on the alert closure failure dashboard, all the alerts which you wanted to close but you could not close. And from here, you can actually reset the health of the monitor, which is perfect. And the alert will go away because it will again reappear the moment your monitor the moment Scom discovers that the monitor is still unhealthy, which is fine. It's a fail safe practice. So this is one feature where we have been hearing good feedback on. If you have any feedback on this, that we should probably add a switch to it, or my use cases don't work according to this feature, I would like to close an alert even if it is unhealthy, so please let me know. We are all ears to such feedback. Let's move on. Now I'll discuss some of the capabilities that are coming in new in Scom. Some of the new stuff in UR1. I have already discussed this at Ignite, so this is no secret sauce. But at least if you wouldn't have heard, so this will be new for all of you. So Storage Spaces Direct. This Storage Spaces Direct, I don't know how many of you are actually using it, but this is an amazing piece of technology from us, where you can actually deploy highly scalable and available software-defined storage. Now, why do you want to do such a thing, right? So you want to do such a thing because the hyper-converged infrastructure and the market of hyper-converged infrastructure in general is growing at a very rapid pace, because the total cost of ownership that you get with SCI is much lower than the traditional approach of deploying your infrastructure. So we noticed all this. We saw a great potential here because this is much more lucrative for us to invest and for all of you to adapt. So we already had a S2D MP, S2D MP for monitoring S2D, starting SCOM 2016 itself, I believe, because S2D was introduced in Windows Server 2016. And now we have made that management pack much more efficient for all of you. We are now able to monitor each level of the S2D cluster, be it from your physical disk to your storage pools, individual nodes, all the way up to file shares. So you will be able to monitor the health as well as the performance for the entire S2D cluster or a number of clusters that you may have. I can quickly show a demo of this to you. Again, this is recorded. Why this is recorded is because it's in the interest of time. The other thing is this machine on which this demo is being used by a couple of people as of now. So I don't want to get logged out and stuff like that. And it will also keep us on time. So I'll pause it in between just to show you the stuff. So you see on the screen, so this is the new S2D, I would say, view or a dashboard that is there in the Scom desktop console. We also have planned to get this in the Scom web console as well, because that is the capability or the tool that we want the operators to use on much more frequently than the desktop console. So you see that these are the two clusters which are unhealthy. And now we will see each layer of S2D, and we'll see what all you can do here. So you can see the alerts. The alert description here shows that there is some node which went off or something like that happened. So basically it's not reachable, and that is why your cluster is critical. If you go to the storage pool, you see that for the same cluster, there is a warning. Same stuff for storage node. Let me pause this a bit. So you see that, one of the nodes it's critical, the other ones are healthy. We will be able to see similar performance figures what you have been viewing for all of your um, other monitoring capabilities in Scom. So you could see the CPU usage, IOPS, and all that stuff for even for your S2D cluster. Let's move on to physical disk now. Physical disk monitoring is also a net new capability in the S2D management pack. So now you are able to see all the, I would say, everything that you should be aware of for your physical disk, be it your media type, be it what node your physical disk is on, what cluster is it on. All those things you will be able to see in the physical disk view. Let's come to the clustered shared volumes or CSV now. Here also you would see similar stuff, but the important part is that now we also show the resiliency and deduplication. Now these two things are actually new to S2D itself. These were introduced in Windows Server 2019, right? So let me just show you this with a small performance view here. Okay, so here also you see different matrices. For example, now we are able to see the free space. Why is free space important? For example, um, if you see that you have a lot of free space available on your volume, let me pause it here. If you see that you have a lot of free spaces on your volume, then it becomes easier for all of you to basically ascertain that, hey, now we are safe and we'll not run out of space very soon. So our infrastructure will go on for a long time. You would also see there are some other things here. For example, saved space. Now this saved space basically will show you the space that you have saved because you had a deduplication enabled on your cluster. So basically, if I had duplicate files and stuff like that, so it will manage that. S2D will manage that internally and save some space. So you'll be able to see that also in Scom. The last thing is that a dashboard view that we have in the desktop console. So you would be able to see this dashboard. We will enhance it further in the web console, and you will also be able to see some performance figures. Please hit the chat window and let us know what do you think about the S2D monitoring capability that we have. If you're using S2D, do you think this will be useful to you and all? Let me now move forward and spend some time on a very important stuff that we have done in Scom. So this is the one-click patching experience. Those of you who are Scom administrators and are on the call today, you would know that updating Scom is a three-step process. First of all, you need to patch the management server, then apply some DB scripts, run the DB scripts. You can either do it yourself or you can hand it over to some DBA team which will do it. So as per the compliance practices and the permissions that folks have in your company, this would be one of these things. And then you will import and update the management packs manually if there are MP updates in the update rollup. Now this is not the correct update experience, or not the seamless update experience that anybody would expect from a large scale monitoring product like Scom. So we decided to make it easier for all of you. Starting update rollup 1 of Scom 2019, you just need to run one file. It will just be one file. You will now have a new UI, and this UI will actually do everything for you. You just need to sit back and relax. And once it is done, you will get this sort of a summary that you're seeing on the screen today, and everything would be taken care of. So you will totally own this process. There will be no dependencies on other teams. So this is something new that's coming up. So you should totally be there on UR1 to experience this. Let me move forward. This is Azure Management Pack. I will not spend much time on this because Neha would anyways cover this in detail. It's uh, but still, let me just talk about a bit of the genesis of this. So most of our customers, what I'm seeing today, are actually going into a hybrid deployment mode where they are realizing that Azure is indeed the future. It actually helps you to manage your infrastructure better and absolve you of some of the responsibilities that you have today towards your large scale infrastructure deployment and owning the hardware and stuff like that. So now you have been using Scom for a long time. You're used to the monitoring experience that is there in Scom, and you want it to monitor Azure as well because you have Azure, resources in Azure also as compared to the on-premises infrastructure. So Azure MP enables you to do this. We have added some new capabilities in Azure MP. Just to speak out, resource group level filtering, resource group level monitoring is there. It will come out in the new release of Azure MP. Neha will show you how that's done. How will it help you? How will it help your specific business use cases? And the other thing is we will now also ship a net new Azure MP dashboard in the Scom web console. Another good improvement, I would say, for all these com operators out there in the call. So just wait for Neha to explain all this stuff. It's really powerful stuff that we have done in Scom. This is the link where you can get the community tech preview of Azure MP. Some of the capabilities that she'll discuss are actually available here. So you should be able to try it out and give us some valuable feedback on this one. Let me move forward. I'll now talk about group managed service accounts. This was awesome. I like that song. Okay, so this was a long pending ask, I would say, in Scom. One of the features with a higher number of user voice votes. So we totally listen to you, and I would say, this is one encouragement for all of you to be active on user voice, keep us giving feedback, and we'll improve the product as per your needs. So groups managed service accounts are nothing new. These have been there for a very long time. It's a good balance between security and usability. So I would say group managed service accounts means no passwords, right? Philosophically speaking, at least as a user input. As a user, you don't have to give a password. What happens in the backend, there is a Windows KDS service which does some magic. You don't need to worry about it as COM administrators. But what GMSA will enable you starting SCOM 2019 update rule of 1 is that for all these accounts that you see on the screen, you don't have to change passwords every couple of months. Everything would be taken care of automatically. In fact, you don't even need to provide passwords for any of these accounts. So this is one, I would say, phenomenal fundamental change that we have done in Scom. It should benefit all of you, all these Scom admins who are on the call and otherwise as well. So we will ship this in update rule of 1 of Scom 2019. Now let's talk about Linux a bit. So Microsoft loves Linux, and I presented this slide at Ignite as well, and I was so happy to talk in this manner at Ignite in front of such a big audience. Uh, just to call out our commitment towards Linux. So we are not just a Windows shop. In fact, those of you who have been along with Scom for a long time, you would know that we have been monitoring Linux for almost 10 years now. I think in 2009 we added support for Linux monitoring in Scom. So now where are we going with Linux monitoring? So from 2019 UR1 onwards, you would see a phenomenal improvement in the reliability and performance of the Linux agent in Scom. Especially if you are a big Linux shop, like you run thousands of Linux servers, so you would be able to see good improvement in the reliability. Specifically, we used to get so many cases from customers where they would say our agent is going gray, right? Basically it means that apparently your system is not monitored apparently your system is down basically, right? But at the back end, your system is still up, just that somehow the status is being shown as gray because the agent is just too busy with collecting the perf metrics and stuff like that. So we have made some minute architectural changes there. You will not end up in an agent going gray scenario per se. That's the notorious term that we used to hear. So reliability is improving. Performance also has improved a lot if you have a big Linux deployment. So we are going big on Linux in Scom. There are many new things which will come over in this space in the next couple of months. The other important stuff that we have done specifically in the Linux space is that we have streamlined the Linux management packs that are there. So what you see on the screen are the Linux management packs for Scom 2019. All of these. So we have a MP for each Linux distribution. RHEL has a MP, SLES has a MP, and then for each version we have a MP. So SLES 12 will have a MP, SLES 15 will have a MP, and so on and so forth. So we decided that this adds to a lot of overhead for both of us. For us as the product group or Microsoft, that we have to maintain so many management packs and keep on updating them and shipping them and stuff like that. So there's a lot of engineering overhead on our end. And from your end, that you have to keep on updating these MPs as and when we release updates to it, or there is a new Linux distribution in the market that you want to adopt to, and we decide to support it. So again, there is a new MP that we will roll out and you have to import it. So this all will change. From Scom 2019 update rollup 1 onwards, we will just have one Linux management pack. Technically two, depending upon whether you are a RPM shop or a Debian shop. Usually it's one of the two. So one MP for Linux. We will update the same management pack and you will also update the same at your end. So this is a really cool stuff that we are doing. One clarification here, um, for the in the interest of brevity, I did not include a lot of information in the slide, but this 1MP means that you will be able to monitor the newer stuff in Linux on it. For example, the MPs that you see on the left will still be there. So you will still have a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7 MP for monitoring your Red Hat 7 workloads. And you will not be able to do that with the new MP because we don't want to end up in a overwrite messing situation that people usually end up in. So the new distributions that we will support, you will be able to monitor that with the newer MP. And eventually, as you move forward, you keep on updating your Linux versions. This will be the one MP that you will have in your environment. So we are not saying that come update roll of 1, you discard everything and use this one MP. But down the line, this will be the one MP that you will use in your environment. And the foundation stone of that we are laying in UR1. So with this one, I'm happy to announce that we will support Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 in UR1. And this will be the first Linux distro supported on this one MP. So that's the foundation of the one management pack stuff that I all spoke about in this 2 minutes. So let me know in the chat window, what do you think about this? I mean, does this sound interesting to you? Do you think it may not be useful to you and stuff like that? I don't think it is the latter case, but still let me know. Okay, so it is now time for a big Scom 2019 recap. I'm just doing a time check. I think I'm good on time. So, okay. So we did a lot of stuff in Scom 2019. Now this includes the Scom 2019 release that we did in March, as well as the new stuff that I just spoke about. So the new stuff is all in blue, which you can easily see on the screen. So we have worked on the fundamentals as I spoke in the beginning of the beginning of my session, and we continue to do that. And you see there is a lot of fundamental things that we are doing, because my philosophy is that when you're already on a mature product like Scom, you would like to keep it running very, very efficiently. You would like Scom to be your companion when you scale your environments or when you do hybrid, those sort of things. So we continue to invest in the fundamental stuff in Scom so that it remains your monitoring tool of choice. The next one is the monitoring experience. A lot of things that we have done in the past, we have made MPs available, partner MPs available in the update and recommendation view in Scom. We did some good stuff on the email notifications in the past where you can have HTML based notification. You can create powerful criteria for your email notifications for alert. All this is already there in Scom 2019. The new stuff is the Linux MP that we just saw. So monitoring experience is really getting better in Scom. The third one is Azure MP, log analytics, all these good terms and that you hear often. All this stuff is coming into Scom. It's already there in Scom. We are making it much better, and Neha will take you through this. A really good stuff that you should really attend Neha session just after mine. Okay, so this brings me to the end of my session. I think I did good on time. Two very important things. The first one is to upgrade to Scom 2019. There is a lot of stuff that we have done in 2019 and we continue to make it better. I hope I was able to convince you, I would say, on this fact by showing you all the new capabilities that will come up in UR1, and we will keep on doing this every 6 months. The new stuff, new features in Scom 2019. So you should totally be there. In fact, I don't know how many of you were at Ignite. I did a quick show of hands that hey, who all are in Scom 2019 and stuff like that, and many hands went up, and this it was a really I would say good moment for me because usually you don't see a new product getting so much adoption specifically in the first year, 1 year or so. So good stuff on that. You should totally be on Scom 2019. You can try it out for 180 days for free as with any other system center product. So and give us some feedback around it. The other thing is there is a small survey that we have put up. We put this up for Ignite, but I think since this webinar is just after Ignite, I can still keep it open. So you can fill this small survey and let us know what next do you need in Scom. What is the top pain point that you want us to address? Those sort of things. So we are totally listening to you. All the features that you see on the screen actually came in through one of the other user feedback. So just help make Scom awesome. It's already awesome. Just keep it awesome. That's what I would think. So with that, I'm done with my part of the stuff. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Harold will pull up some poll questions where I want to know which version of Scom you are on. That gives me an insight on where we are heading from the product perspective. And there is another question on container monitoring. This is one area that we are still still figuring out where the industry trend is specifically to for our on-premises customers. Do you monitor containers or do you use containers first of all? And if you do, then what's your monitoring story around it? Do you feel there is a need to monitor them if they're long lived? And there is a whole lot of I would say talks around it. So that's one question that I would like to hear feedback on from you guys. So thanks a lot folks for listening to me. Yep.